It all started with a prophecy, a promise of divine power, and it ended with three people buried in shallow graves. Their bodies were mutilated, and their faith was twisted into madness. This is the story of the Children of Thunder, a family that turned the streets of California into their altar. Our story begins with Taylor Hauser. Born May the 26th, 1970, in Battle Creek, Michigan, Taylor Hauser grew up in a devout Mormon family. From the outside, he was the perfect son, charming, bright, and deeply spiritual. But inside, there was a darkness growing. After serving as a missionary in Brazil, Taylor Hauser returned to California and tried to live a normal life. He became a stockbroker for Morgan Stanley Dean Witter in Walnut Creek. He was handsome, persuasive, and deeply manipulative, a combination that made him both successful and dangerous. But by the year 1998, something inside him snapped. Taylor Hauser was excommunicated from the Mormon Church after developing radical ideas about God, ideas that would eventually form the foundation of his twisted cult. Taylor Hauser began telling those close to him that he was a prophet, chosen by God to usher in the second coming. He believed that he was destined to create a group of elite followers who would destroy Satan's system from the inside. He called this movement the Children of Thunder. The name came from a passage in the Bible when Jesus called two of his apostles sons of thunder. Taylor saw himself as a modern-day Messiah and those who followed him as soldiers of light. The first to join him was his younger brother, Justin Hauser, born May the 16th, 1972, 2 years after Taylor. Justin idolized his brother Taylor. He was quieter, more hesitant, but deeply loyal. Next came Dawn Godman, a troubled young woman who met Taylor in a self-help class. She was searching for meaning, belonging, and Taylor gave her both. Together, the three formed the core of the cult, a triangle of charisma, obedience, and blind faith. Taylor Hauser believed that the world was on the brink of destruction, and only he could save it. And what was his plan? To raise enough money to train a militia of followers to overthrow Satan's forces that were already embedded within society. But divine revolutions cost money, and Taylor's methods for getting money were anything but divine. He devised a scheme to extort and murder wealthy individuals, believing that by doing so he was cleansing the world of corruption. Their first targets would be people they already knew. Their first victims were Ivan and Annette Steinman, an elderly couple from Concord, California. Taylor had once been their stockbroker. He had convinced them to come to his house under the pretense of discussing an investment. But on July the 30th, 2000, when the Steinmans arrived, they were ambushed. Taylor, Justin, and Dawn tied them up, forced them to write checks, and then injected them with heroin. When that didn't kill them fast enough, the trio drowned them in their bathtub. Their bodies were dismembered, placed in duffel bags, and eventually dumped in the Sacramento Delta. A few days later, those bags washed up, revealing one of the most gruesome scenes California had seen in years. But they weren't done yet. Their next victim was Selena Bishop, a 22-year-old woman who had the misfortune of dating Taylor Heltzer. Taylor used the alias Jordan when she met Selena's at a coffee shop in Marin County. She thought that he was charming, mysterious, and spiritual. She had no idea he was plotting her death. Selena was the daughter of Elvin Bishop, a famous blues guitarist known for the hit song Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Taylor believed that Selena could be used as a pawn in his money scheme to launder checks from the Steinmans through her name. But when that plan started to unravel, Taylor panicked. On August 2nd, 2000, Selena Bishop was murdered in Taylor's Concord apartment. Her skull would be crushed with a hammer, and her body would eventually be dismembered. Her head was later found in a gym bag near the Delta. Sacramento Delta. After killing Selena, Taylor realized that there were only two people that could connect her to him: her mother, Jennifer Valerian, and Jennifer's boyfriend, James Gamble. On August 3rd, 2000, the pair were both ambushed at Jennifer's apartment in Marin County. Both were shot and killed by Justin Helzer. Within a few days, the Children of Thunder had murdered 5 people, all in the name of God, control, and delusion. After the murders, Taylor, Justin, and Dawn tried to flee, but their crimes left the trail too bloody to hide. By August 7th, 2000, investigators had traced the forged checks back to Selena Bishop, and from her, directly to Taylor Helzer. When police arrived at their Concord townhouse, the trio's apocalyptic world fell apart. They were arrested without resistance. During interrogation, Dawn Godman broke first. She confessed everything: the murders, the cult, and the plan to build God's army. Taylor and Justin were both charged with 5 counts of murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy. In the year 2004, Taylor Helzer was convicted and sentenced to death. He remains on death row at San Quentin State Prison. His brother, Justin Helzer, also received the death penalty. But in April 2013, he took his own life in prison by cutting his throat with a razor blade. Dawn Godman, who cooperated with the authorities, was sentenced to 25 years to life in exchange for her testimony, where she now remains incarcerated in prison. The Children of Thunder weren't a large cult. They never had thousands of followers, no compounds, no banners of belief. But what made them terrifying was how ordinary they seemed. 3 people, siblings and a friend, who believed they were chosen by God and convinced themselves that murder was divine. Taylor Hauser once said, "If you could see what I see, you'd understand that I am love and that I am truth. But the only truth he ever created was death." And if you found this video informative, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the darkest corners of history. And if you'd like us to cover other killers, cults, or psychological case studies, drop a comment below. Thank you for watching, stay curious, and stay grounded.